So global equities have been slightly more mixed over the past 24 hours, with US markets seeing some increases, but European markets been relatively mixed. While we are talking about global equity markets, it is important to note that back here in New Zealand, we've actually been performing relatively well. And this comes despite some global markets that have been unsettled over the past couple of weeks, considering the unrest we've seen through the Middle East, the Japanese earthquake, as well as some more developments starting to emerge out of Europe in relation to their debt situation. Counter this also is the fact that here in New Zealand we've also seen some relatively weak economic data over the past couple of weeks, considering that we've seen the official cash rate drop, as well as the fact that we've also seen economic growth being fairly marginal here in New Zealand through the latter part of 2010. All of these things would typically be weak for New Zealand equity markets, but New Zealand has actually bucked the trend, and over the past couple of weeks we've been fairly strong. In fact, we've seen 10 straight days of increases on the NZX 50. Another factor of crucial importance to the New Zealand economy is the strength of the Kiwi dollar. And we have also seen this strengthening along with equity markets over the past week. The Kiwi dollar did fall rapidly after the fallout from the Japanese earthquake, and at one point we did get down to around 71.50 against the US dollar. But since that time we have strengthened, and we were picking this to happen. Currently we're trading around 75.50, and in the short term it does look like we will remain strong against the US dollar. The factors I think to watch later on this year will be what will happen out of the US economy. In particular, what the US Fed will do. There are some noises that they are going to pull back on some of their spending patterns later on this year, as well as start to lift their interest rates. If this does happen, the US dollar would likely strengthen and the Kiwi dollar would start to fall. We are picking this will happen later on this year, but there's going to be a few more months of pain before this does happen. Dairy commodity prices have been relatively stable over the past 7 days. While we did see some falls at the latest global dairy trade auction, I have started to see some lifts in cheese prices in particular out of the US market, which is positive for the global dynamics. One key thing to note is that New Zealand production is starting to fall, while Northern Hemisphere production is really starting to lift, indicating that we are starting to see a slight change in the dynamics for the global industry for the time being. I wouldn't be surprised to see some further weakness in dairy commodity prices in the short term. However, there's no need to hit the panic button just yet. We remain positive about the fundamentals of the dairy industry for next year, and this will also translate to positive payouts for Fonterra suppliers.